Howdy y'all, Divana here. Thanks for coming back to once again watch me act like a bitch. Last time I seriously underestimated how long things would take and made a much longer video than I had intended, so hopefully I can keep a better eye on time this time. Let's find out and get into it. So, cosplaying England again today. And normally I wear these green contacts for him, and cosplay contacts, even if you get them from a very reputable source and they've got good reviews and stuff, can still be difficult to deal with. And today my right eye was just not having it. Didn't matter what I did, it did not want to wear any contacts. And that also meant I couldn't just wear regular contacts, so y'all get to see my glasses. And you get to see my wig poking my eye. It's great. And you get to see me level dog up. Focus on that dexterity, make him more accurate. And let's get Sten some clothing. So anyway, yeah, so I had to go with glasses for today. It's not really what I like to do, just on the average day, much less for videos and stuff. I prefer to have cosplay contacts in, because they really kind of complete the outfit, ignoring the fact that I did not do his eyebrows, which are iconic and technically would be better for completing it, but it is what it is. Who needs matching armor? Who needs armor that actually looks good? Actually, characters in Dragon Age Origins do need matching armor, because you can get a bonus from having matching armor. So it'll show up, it'll be in the status effects section. I have it, so you see the little green glowy man, that shows you that I have matching armor and have gotten the bonus from it. Okay, he is good to go, even if he looks awful. Oh. Yeah, not digging the glasses. Now, I do think, canonically, he wears reading glasses, so
I'm done.
Not the worst. I don't think it ruins the look too much. Hopefully. And once again, I'm not allowed to loot because they're enemies and they must die. Every time. I don't know if y'all remember back in maybe the second episode, I said, oh, I've got lots of cosplays, but I'm gonna try to not repeat them, except for this one time. And then I proceeded to do it again, and have now worn this England cosplay in Slytherin robes for an entire week, in videos and live streaming, so it's not enough for me to not stick to the schedule that I told y'all to not hold me to. I also have to fail at my promise of, not repeating cosplays. He pants happily. Let's see, do you see anything interesting? So, from time to... Oh, Dog seems to have found a piece of wood, carved with curious symbols. Dirt still clings to it, and it looks very old. You don't really know what it is, but it looks like it could be used as some kind of weapon. Ooh. So yeah, from time to time you'll find these sparkly places, and if you have dog in your party, you can tell him, do you see anything? And he'll run off, and sometimes he'll find cool stuff, sometimes he'll find junk or like food and stuff. I don't know if it's randomized or what, but any sorts of things he could find. Looks like this time he actually did get something useful. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is wear the same cosplay for a full week. So all the videos and all the live streams that I do in 1 week, which if I go according to plan would be 5 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for videos, Tuesday and Thursday for streaming. You've seen so far how good I am at sticking to schedules though. Same cosplay all week. And I need to sell stuff. So it is October when I am filming this, and along with the other videos where I am England and Slytherin robes, and basically what I'm doing is I'm wearing Halloween costumes on top of basically what's already a costume. And my thinking behind that is that it's these characters in Halloween costumes. So I personally think England would be a Slytherin, and like 99% of fan fiction seem to agree with me. The other 1% puts him in Ravenclaw, maybe a Hufflepuff. I have never seen him be a Gryffindor in fan fiction. Never. So I just thought that would be a fun one to do, and that it would make sense.
Someone help us!
Ooh, Darkspawn. I'm not going to spoil what the other outfits are, because obviously you'll be seeing them, but I do have multiple others planned for multiple different
Mighty timely
characters.
arrival there, my friend. I'm much obliged.
And here we have two of the best characters in the series. Just how obliged exactly?
You want a reward, eh? I suppose that's an entirely reasonable request.
Of course it is.
How does 100 silver sound? I was going to use that to fix up the cart, but quite frankly, I'll be grateful enough that my son and I come out of this with our heads.
Yet you have a whole cart full of goods. Surely you've got more money than that.
Which are unsold, I'm afraid. 100 silver, and my thanks is all I have to offer. The name's Bodon Feddick, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
I'm not going the same way. Trust me. Y'all
Fair
don't look
enough.
like the fighting
Allow me to
type.
say thank you again and bid you farewell. Say goodbye, my boy.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
I love those two a lot. They're both just total sweeties. Very good father-son duo, in my opinion. So yes, throughout the month of October, there will be more Halloween costumes to go with more characters, and you'll see them, obviously, so I shall not tell you right now. But I am very excited. I spent a lot of time thinking about which ones to do for which characters. I thought it'd be fun.
It's done.
Nope.
Naturally.
Yes, naturally my inventory is full, and I keep forgetting that when looting. That is very natural. Hey Sten, do you want to go back? I mean, oh god, that outfit is a crime. Well,
How do you live without the forest all around?
The carnage we left in the wilds was horrifying.
So honestly, I wish we knew more about the Chastened. We just don't really get a whole lot from them.
What will happen to us now that the king is dead?
And like they're this whole other culture apart from regular humans that is kind of
Those people that night yesterday said he was from Redcliffe.
He talked to
very
everyone
much
in the tavern.
on the
How are
outside.
we supposed to know where the urn of sacred ashes is? Might as well ask us how to get to the moon.
He said that all the Redcliffe knights were looking for it, as if they didn't have anything better to do. I don't get it.
So I don't know. They're interesting, and I wish we could learn more about them.
Please, we came here to get away from the fighting.
You might not want to go in. Tavern's full, and those soldiers are being a nuisance.
Why is the tavern full?
Same reason the Chantry's full, packed with people who fled their homes. The tavern keeper's letting folks sleep on the floors, but he can only fit so many. And those soldiers are getting restless.
Tell me about these soldiers.
They're not here to defend us. They were looking for someone before they started drinking. I hear they almost killed a man because they didn't like his face. I wonder if they're deserters from the king's army.
You seem unhappy.
Is there any reason to be happy? With the king dead, them Darkspawn will overrun Lothering before anyone can organise. You'd think those soldiers could at least run off the bandits. I hear someone gave them what they deserved. Wasn't you, was it?
Yeah, that was me.
It was? Hey, everyone! This is the one who drove out those thieving bastards! More will probably come, but it's good to know some justice is left here. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
That doesn't make
I deserve it.
any sense.
Okay. Ooh, specialization role. Go with assassin. Because I remember quite liking their skills. Let's see. This one's fun. Okay,
Political nonsense. We'll be lucky if they...
in we go. My wig keeps poking me in the eye. Joy.
Well, look what we have here then. I think we've just been blessed.
Didn't we spend all morning asking about a fellow by this very description? And everyone said they hadn't seen him.
It seems we were lied to.
Gentlemen, surely there's no need for trouble. These are no doubt simply more poor souls seeking refuge.
They're more than that. Now stay out of our way, sister. You protect these traitors, you'll get the same as them.
Looks like he wants a fight. I'm happy to oblige.
Right, let's make this quick.
Indeed.
Now let's see. Which one's fun?
Very quick. Look. Very quick.
All right, you've won. We surrender.
Good. They've learned their lesson and we can all stop fighting now.
That's not how Chaddeus works. I don't want them reporting to Logain.
Please wait!
They have surrendered. They were no match for you. Let them be.
They were going to kill us!
But they failed, and I do not wish death on anyone.
Oh, I like both of these options. Then give them a final prayer, sister.
You mean... Farewell. May the Maker forgive your trespasses. May he keep you in his sight and guide you.
Oh, I didn't murder knife him. Oh. Oh well. We still got to kill him. I guess the method doesn't really matter.
I
It is very
apologize for
entertaining.
interfering, but I couldn't just sit by and not help.
And who are you anyway?
Let me introduce myself. I am Liliana, one of the lay sisters of the chantry here in Lothering. Oh, I was.
You can call me Chaddeus if you must.
Those men said you're a Grey Warden. You will be battling the Darkspawn, yes? That is what Grey Wardens do. I know after what happened, you will need all the help you can get. That's why I'm coming along.
And just what help would you be to me?
The Maker
Main
told me to
characters
join
don't
you.
need help.
Surely, he would not do so without good reason.
Can you elaborate?
I know that sounds absolutely insane, but it's true. I had a dream, a vision. Look at the people here. They are lost in their despair, and this darkness, this chaos will spread. The Maker doesn't want this. What you do, what you are meant to do, is the Maker's work. Let me help.
I think someone needs to not eat the suspicious mushrooms anymore. Very well. I will not turn away help when it is offered.
Perhaps your skull was cracked worse than Mother thought.
Thank you. I appreciate being given this chance. I will not let you down.
Okay. Unfortunately, we have to kick out Dog and add in
Indeed.
Liliana. Don't worry, boy. He will come back. So, basically, we have just met our second romanceable character. Liliana is, as my sister and I say, of the bisexual. So, obviously, because we can romance her, we must romance her. Because Chaddeus is gross and goes for everyone. And so, since we're trying to romance her, need to get her approval, obviously, and that means we gotta have her in our party.
We're gonna make more trouble. About all we can stand in Lothering now.
My middle name is Trouble. And what if I am?
Keeping you drunk makes you calm and happy. Drinks are on the house. Right then, name's Denal. Sorry I can't chat much. As you see, we before house.
I don't suppose you have any rooms.
Look around. People are sleeping on the floors and in the attic. That's how many rooms I don't have.
Who were those men I fought exactly?
When Tian Logain marched by, he left those fellas behind to look for Grey Wardens. I suppose that's you.
You'll keep that to yourself.
I have no qualm with you, whatever the Tian says. My grandfather served. Your secret's safe with me. What can I get you then?
Have you heard any rumors?
I hear tell they held a funeral in Dereham for King King. The Grand Cleric called for a full day of mourning, and there was a procession a mile long passing by the brass head. It's too bad they don't have a body to properly burn. What happened to him at the hands of those creatures, it's unthinkable. Anything else I can get you?
Heard any other rumors?
With King Caelan dead, the throne
like
falls to
Skyrim.
Queen Honora. She's made her father the regent, however, at least for now. I think Caelan's father, old King Merritt, would have approved. Anything else I can get you?
More rumors.
Thank the Maker we didn't lose Tian Logain at Ostagar. He pulled his troops out just in time, so he said. Without him, we'd be lost.
Uh-huh.
Anything else I can get you?
More rumors.
Some folks aren't happy about Tian Logain being named regent. There are rumours he had something to do with the king's death. Isn't that the most ridiculous thing you ever heard? The Darkspawn killed him, sure enough. If Tian Logain couldn't save the king from that inn, then nobody could. Anything else I can get you?
I mean, you're not wrong, but you're also not right. More rumors.
I hear news from Dinnerham that Tyrn Loghain has been declared the new regent. Makes sense. His daughter being the queen. Anything else I can get you?
Alright.
Luck speed
That's
your
probably
way.
all he has. I always really like in Skyrim, talking to the tavern people, barkeeps,
As
and
I
all that.
live and breathe, you're the Grey Warden everyone's been talking about.
Is there something I can do for you?
I represent the Blackstone Irregulars. We're a mercenary company that fell on hard times after the war with Orlais. I'm sure you know that times are getting worse every day. With your help, the Irregulars could be of use to Ferelden once more.
Why should I help you?
The Blackstone
Honey?
Irregulars fought alongside the King's army against Orlais. We've helped nobles defend their land and given our service to people in need for generations. Our current captain, Raelnor, is an honourable man who sees that we can do some good in Ferelden once more. He is so confident in our mission that he trusted the Grey Wardens would support us.
How can I be of service?
Our leaders thought you might be willing to help. Each of our posts in Ferelden will contain letters addressed to you. Unlike most who work with us, you're getting letters straight from Raelnor and Tauran, our leaders. I hope this tells you how highly the Irregulars regard the Grey Wardens.
I'll take a look.
Thank you. When you've completed a mission, just return to me or any of our members stationed at an Irregulars post. We'll make sure your efforts are rewarded.
Yes, you
Maker's
will.
blessings light your path.
Okay. Scraping the barrel. My friend. There are a number of people who pledge to aid the Blackstone Irregulars in times of need. Those times are now. Here you will find 3 letters of conscription. Deliver them to the people listed below and return to the Irregulars for your payment. Should any of these people refuse, do what you must to get them to honor their oaths. Conscripts: Journal Garrison, Redcliffe, Patter Gritch, Lothering, Veril Bairn, Denram. Your friend, Tauran. Then, dereliction of duty. The Irregulars require a trusted agent to track down and deal with deserters. Do this and you will be rewarded. So they're kind of the opposite. You've got one taking the recruits and one going after people who already joined. These deserters took with them valuable supplies crucial to the Irregulars' future as a supplier of martial services. Deal with these wastes of space as you see fit, and bring the supplies back as proof that the problem has been dealt with. You will ask no questions as to your methods or the final condition of the deserters. Use your own discretion. You will likely find them in the following locations: Sam Isle, Lake Calenhad, Layson, Denram, Tornas, Frostbeck Mountains. Your friend, Tauran. Thanks. So we'll have to find that guy. Hello.
I heard what you did with the other merchant. Got what he deserved.
Thank you.
But I still don't have food to sell.
Know of any well-paying work in Lothering?
Check the chanter's board by the chantry. There's good jobs there. I don't suppose you know anything about poison.
I have dabbled in such things.
I figured if I kept asking, I'd find someone. I'd pay good coin for some simple poison. Something to slow them beasties down or make them think twice.
Any idea where I could get ingredients?
Well, there's herbs
I like
in
this
the
man's
North Wood.
thinking.
As for other stuff, look around town. Some refugees just left things behind to travel faster. I don't really know what you need, though. I might have some in stock, too.
Show me what you got. Okay, so I know for him we need flasks. I think 3. Or is that for the lady? Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll sell stuff first and then we'll worry. Goodbye. Keep the bows and arrows for Liliana because I haven't checked her yet. You know what? I should equip her before I sell stuff. That probably be a good idea. Liliana, Okay. Okay. Oh, stop that. Stop that. Yeah, so for now, we'll give her short bow. Not a short bow. Darkspawn longbow, my bad. And some... No, no, no. I do not pay attention. Fire arrows. There we go. There we go. And you need better clothes. What you have is not protective. Not protective at all. Don't worry. That's what I'm here for. To help you out. Get you better clothes. I'm sorry, but the armor in Origins, with the exception of like the DLC armor and some of the
Headed up
later
that
stuff.
poison? Or you here to see my stock?
Oh, it's just so ugly. I'm sorry, I don't like it. I'm gonna keep Morgan's robes. Get rid of that stuff. Let's see, we'll keep the garnets. If you play, keep the garnets. Okay, I really wish this... Is this all stuff that I just sold him? I think so. Ah, this is different though. Oh, it's not equipped. Okay. +2. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, +2 dexterity. That works out just fine. That's not too bad. We can do that. Then let's get gifts. Okay. Now, we can loot people once again, which is great. Ooh, bards.
Please, I must continue playing, else I earn no
I just
coin
play
tonight.
what the innkeep asks.
Okay.
We need his coin.
Oh, okay. Yes, we can loot things again. All is good in the world. I do not feel right not being able to loot. But yeah, so gifts in Origins are fantastic. Basically, you give them to people and they'll like you more. Kind of in real life, you know, people usually like being given stuff. Except this allows you to basically scam the, what did the guy want? Basically scam the approval system. And because we're going to be acting absolutely terribly to everyone except our love interests, that's going to make things a little difficult. And so what we're going to do is love bomb the characters who hate us until they like us and will talk more and give us quests. We're gonna cheat, basically. So, oh, I need to report back. I need to get some traps. Lesser poultice, okay. Place poisonous traps. Wait, okay. 3 flasks of venom. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. Okay.
It's no wonder it all went
Poisons. We're going to assign. Ah! Every time. Assign that there, because I don't use that. And for venom, we need toxin extract. I reckon he sold that. Because he said he would sell stuff. But yeah, so there are certain gifts that are unique to each character, you physically can't give them to other characters. They'll be like, I think this is meant for other person. I don't really care about this.
Any luck with that poison? Or you here to see my stock?
Those will get you special cutscenes and even some quests and stuff, and huge approval gains. Here. What? Wait, where's the thing? I thought he had it. Am I just dumb? I think I'm just dumb. Okay. But those are very few. I think it's 1 to 2 per character or something like that. And then the other gifts, you can give them to anyone, but obviously characters have preferences. And so if you give them one that they prefer, you'll get much bigger approval gains than if you give them something they don't really care about. But if you continue to give them gifts in one setting, even if it's things they really love, you won't get as much approval.
Finding herbs in the woods.
I found them. You could have warned me about the danger. Anyway, so it becomes less effective with every gift you give them if you do it all in one setting. So you really want to space out giving them gifts in order to maximize effectiveness.
I could have mentioned to wipe your ass after you squat, too. Figured you'd piece that together on your own, though.
I like her.
This will help many people. You're a good sort, you know.
I don't think anyone's ever called me that before. But okay. If it makes you feel better to call me that. Sure. Where? Oh, it was on the other side. Okay. I have to remember where all the things I couldn't loot before are. So now I can loot them. But yeah, so gifts are going to be very, very important for not only our romancing. Oh, this looks bad.
We done heard what was said. You're a warden. I don't know if you killed King Kalen, and make her forgive me.
Did we say that?
I don't care. But that bounty on your head could feed a lot of hungry bellies. Attack!
Let's wait them out. Going to be very important for our romances, because, surprise, surprise, people don't want to date you if they don't like you. I never liked this thought. But then it's also going to be helpful, like I said, for minimizing damage done to non-romanceable characters who will likely hate us because of how we speak to them and the decisions that we make. Ooh, can I go in here? I don't actually know. I don't think I can. Nope. Just decoration. That's fine. You know, some people don't like the gift-giving mechanism because they think, you know, it's not fair because you really are just cheating the system. And they're like, well, it's not very realistic for you to be best friends with everyone because, you know, the party members all have diverse opinions. Some are going to agree with you, some aren't. And so because of that, you know, if you very consistently make one type of decision, I guess, there are going to be party members who don't like you because they disagree with that. And then others will like you because they agree with that. And so it just doesn't make sense for everyone to like you despite disagreement. So I know some people don't like that. But then others argue that when characters don't like you in these games, you miss out on game content. because if they don't like you, they're not going to open up to you. Surprise, surprise. If people don't like you, they don't want to talk about themselves. And that also means not only do you miss out on dialogue content, but you're also going to miss out on character growth.
Alright.
They don't want you to do stuff for them. They're not going to talk to you about their problems and all that. And so, being able to cheat the system and get everyone to like you, regardless of what you do, make sure you don't miss out on content. It's also just fun. I don't know, I really like seeing their reactions to getting gifts. I know that's something very, very small. And, I mean, they're not always all that special, but it's nice. I like to think that I'm putting at least a small smile on their face. And that makes me feel good. Even if I never get any gifts in return. Ugh. I'm just so much more giving and caring than everybody else. Further proof that I am the best. Just better than absolutely everyone. So, I'm talking about all this not just, you know, to explain game mechanics and that for people who haven't played the game or anything, but also to kind of give background on how I'm going to be playing and how I'm going to function, basically. And something about the gifts that's really important, not just for, was it 3? I think it was 3. Not just for maximizing content and being best friends with everyone. So I'm doing an evil playthrough. I'm being just as awful as I can be. Morgan will generally agree with those types of decisions. I have what you asked for.
Splendid. If those beasties come on my land, I hope it teaches them a lesson. Yeah, enough gold to cover any of your expenses and then some. Hey?
I somehow doubt. Yeah, no, he gave us virtually nothing. Okay. So, getting approval with her by doing a terrible Warden playthrough shouldn't be a problem at all. Leliana is a very, very kind, giving person. She's already shown to be very forgiving, you know, she wants to spare people's lives, that kind of thing. She's going to heavily disapprove of the choices that I make. And so, in order to mitigate that, in order to counteract it so that way I can still romance her, gonna have to give her a whole bunch of gifts to make her forget about all that, I guess.
So that I may sleep at night. But this can't all be an accident. Spirits, magic, all these wondrous things around us, both dark and light. You know these things exist.
The fact of their existence does not presuppose an intelligent design by some absentee father figure.
So it is all random then. A happy coincidence that we are all here.
Attempting to impose order over chaos is futile. Nature is, by its very nature, chaotic.
I don't believe that. I believe we have a purpose. All of us.
Yours, apparently, being to bother me.
So, another way we're going to scan the approval system is in Origins, characters only have... Why am I not able to... Okay, who has trap making? Who... Not Morgan, not Sten, not Leliana. Me! Okay. Just Okay. I'm good. I know how to function. So, in Origins, people only have opinions on things that you do most of the time. Most of the time, there are a few exceptions. They only have opinions on things that happen when they're in your party. Traps. 3 spring traps. Okay. And so, I'm gonna cheat the approval system even more by having Liliana not be in our party. And it's gonna be the same thing with other characters. Like, if you'll remember last episode, I kicked Alistair out for Sten because Alistair is also a very kind, giving person. He is not going to like some of the decisions, most of the decisions I'm going to be making, and so it can kind of soften the blow if he's not there to see it. So Liliana and Alistair are going to be staying behind. Morgan, like I said, she generally likes these decisions, and Sten generally likes these decisions as well. So I'll keep them.
Did you make any traps?
Yeah. Do I scare you or something?
All strangers do. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
Well, you did.
You seem nice.
No one thinks that.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you, stranger.
Okay. It'll be fun. And the dog obviously doesn't care what you do ever. He loves you unconditionally. So I'll probably have him in my party a lot of the time as well.
The path of righteousness is full of hardship, but the Maker smiles upon its travelers.
Okay. When bears attack, on behalf of Ted, the farmer, and his departed son, I inscribe this missive. As the Maker is my witness, I charge all those with knowledge of arms and armor to brave the dangers of the northern wood, to find the family of bears that mauled and killed the boy Enid. For they are an abomination in the Maker's sight, and their hides prove great comfort to the northern farms and solace for Fed's family. As chanter for Lothering, I do pledge a sum of 1 sovereign to whoever carries out this, the Maker's will. Exercise caution first and foremost. May its light bathe us all. A last keepsake. A thanks to all villagers who've opened their barns and crofts to the refugees in these dark times. The Chantry regularly hears praise from our visitors, and your virtuous deeds are mentioned in many prayers. Sadly, there is a lone boy in the village whose mother, good wife Sarah, is missing. As she has been missing for the better part of a week as of this writing, she is presumed dead. May the Maker bless her passing. She was a lady of middle years with red hair and fond of a green cloak. If any traveler or resident comes across her in the wilds, please return her body or the effects on her remains. In later years, the boy will be thankful to have such keepsakes to remember his brave mother by. The office of the Chanter will compensate this kindness with a sum of 50 silvers. Is that the little boy who was running around earlier saying he can't find his mom? That's nice. That's lovely. I think it is. I think it is. I have Liliana in my party right now, despite the fact that I said I wouldn't, because one, not really going to be any decisions in this episode that happen at all, much less that she'll care about. But two, her banter with Morgan I think is quite fun. They really do not get along. So I wanted to experience at least a little bit of that since for now, we have to be nice to her, much as it pains Chaddeus. Chaddeus thinks he's a Chad, but really he's a nice guy. like, nice guy TM. Because he does not actually care about people. He just wants to get them in the bedroom. You found the body of the boy's mother and have recovered her keepsake. That's grim. Poor lady. Poor lady. Oh goodness. You know what? I should save. I haven't done that in a while. Who save?
Might be a nice president for us.
Bears. Okay, I just want to say, bears. Well, these aren't actually too bad, but bears in basically every fantasy video game ever suck. They're evil. I hate fighting them. They're just impossibly annoying and often difficult. They suck in Origins. They suck in Skyrim. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about fantasy games and evil bears. Don't appreciate it. But those guys weren't too bad. Actually, they weren't bad at all. That was an easy fight. Later bears will be awful. Oh, and they're just horrendous in Inquisition. Oh my god. Do the bears suck in Inquisition. Whew. Oh. Here we go.
Path of righteousness is full of hardship, but the Maker smiles upon its travelers. And the stars stood still, the winds did quiet, and all animals of earth and air held their breath. All was silent in prayer and thanks.
Okay. Anything new? No. Okay, I believe that guy we have to go recruit is in here. I believe. We shall see. It'll be someone with a name and not just refugee. There's farmer. No, but he'll have like a proper name. Thought he was in here anyway. It's either gonna be here or... Oh, nope, I was right.
Yes? What can I do for you?
Off to war.
I knew this time would come. I should have listened to my sister. Sure, sign the paper, she said. You'll enjoy some coin now, but they'll be back. I guess I'll see you on the front lines.
I don't know. Looking at you, I'm not sure you're gonna make it very far. I have to be honest. Okay, looking at the quests. So, just the one guy in Lothering. None of those guys here. Alright, let's see if there's any new codex stuff to read. That was in the same section as the quest, though. Okay. Letter from the Blackstone Irregulars. A letter written in careful script addressed to you. To the inimitable Grey Warden. What does that mean? I feel really stupid. I have no idea what that means. Your deeds have spread since the tragedy of Ostagar, and I find myself in need of one such as you. You mean a king killer? Like, that's what people have been told about us, is that we killed the king. So this guy is saying, oh, I've heard about you killing the king, and I need you. Apparently we're Jamie now. I am Raelnor, captain of the venerable Blackstone Irregulars, and I hope to win your trust. The Irregulars have come on hard times since the war with Orlais, but I have fought to improve their reputation. Gone are the days of my father's shady deals with unscrupulous nobles in Denerim. No, I have trained a guild filled with honorable men ready to fight for Ferelden, and I am proud to say that I have seen your own Grey Wardens as a sort of model. We are not perfect. My own son advocates a move back to the more lucrative way my father ran the guild. but we are steadfast. It is in this context that I ask for your help, and I promise we will reward you accordingly. Should you be willing, please find letters in this box and others like it all over the land and carry out the requests therein. For this matter, consider requests from my son as if they came from myself. And thank you again from the bottom of my heart, whether you choose to assist us or not. You are doing the Maker's work, Warden, and I am honored to work with you. This letter is marked with the seal of the Blackstone Irregulars. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So, for a little bit of context, Ferelden, where we are, is basically England. Orlais, that has been mentioned several times now, is basically France. And for really, really long time, Orlais had conquered Ferelden. Like, it's the Orlesian Empire, and Ferelden was a part of it. A couple decades ago, like they've mentioned, they fought a war for independence, and they won, obviously. But because it was so recent, there's still a lot of hatred for Orlais, and people are scared of them coming back. At the very beginning, back at the beginning part of Ostagar, when Loghain and King Cailan were arguing, King Cailan talked about waiting for the Orlesian forces, because there are Grey Wardens in every country, as well as, I mean, obviously they have their own army. And so he was saying, well, if you're that worried about things, we could wait for backup from, you know, all these Grey Wardens and regular soldiers. And Loghain, who served in the war, is one of those people who really still hates Orlais.
Merchants or artisans or farmers. None of those have any place fighting.
I have no idea how to answer this.
It is not done. There is no more to it.
Do you mean your people have no female mages or warriors?
Of course not. Why would our women wish to be men?
What are you talking about? They don't wish to be men.
They shouldn't. That can only lead to frustration.
Stan! No, never mind. Let's drop this.
Yes, so upfront and personal with the Orlesians, he did not want them to get involved, despite how much their contribution would have helped in fighting the Blight. He does not want Orlesians in Ferelden again. He's worried that they will take advantage of the Blight to conquer them once again after things were over. So, just some background for what everybody's been talking about, an explanation for all that. You don't look so good. Okay, off we go. Lothering has been finished. Last episode, well, my original thought had been to do things in sections, and I was going to do Ostagar, the Battle of Ostagar, all on its own, because that's an isolated section. But I thought, as I was playing through it, it was a lot shorter than I remembered, so I was like, this episode's not going to be very long, why don't I add in Lothering? Because I underestimated how long both of them take. And last time I basically had to cut my time in Lothering in half, because the video wound up being an hour and a half long. I was like, that's too much. And looking at my clock now, this video is probably going to be close to an hour, as is, with just the second half of your time in Lothering. So, probably should have done Battle of Ostagar as its own episode, and then Lothering as an entirely separate episode. But it is what it is. You get to see this as it is. That would be the Archdemon.
Bad dreams, huh?
Why are you bothering me? I'm fine. Main characters don't have bad dreams. Maybe an uncomfortable vision, but nothing that can actually affect us.
It's just that you were shouting in your sleep, loud, and not in a good, this is private way either. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
Why didn't Duncan just tell everyone that?
He did. He said he felt the Archdemon's presence. Everyone just assumed he was guessing. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
You could have told me earlier. So many secrets. There are so many things they just aren't telling us.
I know, I've just been so distracted with the, massacre of all my friends and the war and all that. Sorry. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
-8! Oh, I hate being mean to him so much. But I have dedicated myself to being as awful as possible, so... Since he is straight, and I am a man, and thus it can never be, this is my punishment. I'm gonna talk to Dog to feel better.
Oh, why you little...
Are you harassing my dog?
Me? Harassing your dog? I should say it's the other way round. Your furry friend here took offence at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
Good boy. Teach that silly Alistair a lesson. Aww.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
I love cutscenes with Dog. He is precious. Hello, my love.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell, and the darkness drew me in.
You dreamed of the blight?
I suppose I did. That was what the darkness was, no? When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or
And I
maybe
caught
jumped.
you.
I'd do anything to stop the blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the blight devours everything?
I suppose I couldn't sit by either. But only because I have to agree with you.
That is why you are a Grey Warden. Come, there's a blight to stop.
Yay! So there's a fun...
Yes?
I'm gonna call it a conversation because it's not even really like a debate or anything. about whether or
Well,
not her vision
here I
was
am.
real. I actually think it was. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. There's, support for either side. It was, it wasn't. Something weird in between. I do think it was real. So, let me know what you think. What was life like in the Chantry Cloister?
Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my Chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose.
Condescending? How so? You poor thing.
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
I honestly do prefer Leliana's interpretation of their religion to kind of the more standard way of looking at things. So this is actually a truthful statement, at least from my perspective. I prefer your ideas to the ideas of the Chantry.
Thank you. Maybe I am wrong.
It's just
But it is the
kinder,
Maker's
I
place
guess.
to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
No, I'm not done talking with you.
Yes? Well, here I am.
What would someone like you be doing in Lothering's Chantry?
What is meant by someone like me?
A foreign person in a small town. You know, a beautiful, charming woman like yourself.
And there were no beautiful, charming women in the cloisters, you think? You would be wrong. There were many lovely young initiates in the Lothering cloister, all of them chaste and virtuous. It added to their mystique, because then they were forbidden, and forbidden fruit is the sweeter, no?
What about your fruit? Is it forbidden?
My fruit? Well, it is not technically forbidden, but it's not freely given either. Not everyone gets a bite. I can't believe I'm having this conversation. But no, I did not take vows. The Chantry provides
This is good to
succor
know.
and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
So your skills were learned before your time in the Chantry.
I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Stop telling me to move on. We are
Yes?
done talking
Something you need?
when I say we're done.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Why did you decide to come to Ferelden?
My mother was from Denerim, and I consider myself a Ferelden. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais and did not set foot in Ferelden till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
What happened to your mother?
Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecily let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecily than my mother.
Do you remember nothing of your mother?
Strangely, the only thing I really remember of Mother was her scent. She kept dry flowers in her closet amongst her clothes. Small white Ferelden wildflowers with a sweet fragrance. Mother called them Andraste's Grace. They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
I really wish it
Yes?
wouldn't kick you out
Something you need?
of the conversation once you finish like one particular
Yes?
line of
What's on your mind?
dialogue. Do you miss anything about Orlais?
I miss Val Royeaux. Unlike other cities where the people are the lifeblood and the character, Val Royeaux was her own person, and her people little more than decorations. There was always music in Val Royeaux, streaming from the many windows, quiet refrains and triumphant choruses, and always, floating above that all, the chant, coming from the grand cathedral. It was magnificent.
Sounds wonderful.
Oh, it would take me a day or two to talk about the many splendors of Orlais, her golden fields, her lush meadows. Of course, there are good things and bad things about Orlais, like anywhere else. Sometimes I miss it dearly, and sometimes I'm glad I'm rid of it. And you will laugh at this, but I miss the fine things I had in Orlais.
What sort of things?
Dresses, fine dresses and furs, and shoes, of course. One can't mingle with nobility with bad shoes, you see. Orlais is very fashionable, almost ridiculously so. But the shoes, living with those ridiculous trends was worth it for the shoes.
Oh, I love shoes. If you say you love something, then I love it too.
When I left Orlais, the fashion was shoes with delicate tapered heels and embellishments in the front. A ribbon, perhaps, or embroidery. In soft colors, of course. It was spring.
Oh, that sounds so lovely.
I had my eye on a pair my shoemaker was working on. It was covered in pale blue silk with amber beads on the toe. The shoes made in Orlais were exquisite. Not at all like these clunky fur-lined leather boots you have in Ferelden. Ugh, just look at them.
You don't need fancy shoes to make you beautiful.
Thank you. It's kind of you to say so, even wearing these mud-covered horrors. They're sturdy shoes, but sometimes a girl just wants to have pretty feet. Oh, I could talk about shoes all day, but we have things to do, don't we?
I don't know. I can sympathize with that. I like getting new
Yes?
shoes every time
Something
there's some
you
sort
need?
of big fancy event I have to
Yes?
go to.
What's on your mind?
You were... Oh, wait. That's a very long line of questioning. I heard that in Orlais, minstrels are often spies.
Where did you hear this?
I read it in a history book.
And did you not think that this could be historical fact and no longer true?
No need to be
Not all
rude.
minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers, but some of them are what we call bards.
What's the difference?
Many use the two words minstrel and bard interchangeably, but to do so in Orlais would cause misunderstanding. Bards are minstrels and more, spies as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are.
What sort of services does a bard offer?
What do you think? They infiltrate, steal, sometimes assassinate? It depends on the bard. In
Not
Orlais,
what I was asking
there is
for.
much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil. In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players.
You were a bard, weren't you?
I have revealed too much, it seems, but it doesn't matter what I used to be. It is the past.
But why were you living cloistered sister in rural Ferelden? Why are you living as a? Interesting.
I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry. And when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to see the Maker brought me here. Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind?
So each of the companions, except for Dog, will have a specialty that they can teach you once you have enough approval with them. So hers is the Bard specialty. I believe they carry over from previous playthroughs, because if you remember when I was picking the Assassin specialty out, I had all 4 options already available to me, because I've unlocked everything except 1. But that's a spoiler to talk about the 1, so you'll see later. I'm going to give her a quick gift, and then I reckon we'll end it there. Let's see if I can remember which ones. Oh, this. She's religious. She generally likes the Andraste stuff. I have to go to her. There we go.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
There you go, like I said. Okay, so I am going to end it there, because this video is already probably about an hour, and so if I went through and talked to everyone in the camp, this would wind up being another hour-and-a-half video, and I don't really want to do that again. Really prefer to keep these to an hour long. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to support me, you know what to do. If you want to follow my social media, I'm assuming you can read. So until next time, bye!